So you run away from the things that justify something's wrong with you.
What are you talking about?
And you go towards college in order to say, well, these men ain't shit anyway. These men ain't gonna make enough money anyway. I'm just gonna go to college. So if you're going through 6 years of college, really, and to be honest with you, 4 to 6 years of college is only gonna make you $40,000 a year. And then you graduate, now you got all these college loans, and you still can't find no man, and you can't even pay all your bills. And most likely by the time after 6 years, you got a child. All you actually have to do as a woman is spend 2 years in therapy to let go of all your childhood trauma, and you actually wouldn't even need college if you don't want it, because you'll easily be able to find a
Women aren't going to college because of men.
So when women say that, hey, this man was too good for me, the translation to that is really, I was not ready for this type of structure. I was not ready to be disciplined enough to be able to deal with the man who's going to have those high expectations of me. And that's too much for them because they don't want to put in the work to have to maintain a man with that much structure and discipline.
Or just unaware.
Women are inherently lazy.
It's some things like in your past, you thought, oh, he did this, he did that. And then you got with a new man and you was like, okay, this is something that men do. It's not something that he did, but it's something that men do. So you might start keeping track and you're like, I try to clean up and he wants to watch the game and he wants to do this and he never, feeds himself and things like that. And you get with another man and now you're mature and you're more flavored, in relationships. And so now those things that seem like a bother are not a bother because those are just things that you do in relationships and things that men do.
Or it comes out of a level of comfort, because what you will see is that women who are willing to risk take, women who are willing to date outside of their type, they're more successful in relationships than women who are not. So when we're saying, hey, he was too good for me, more times often than not, that guy came at he was like a thief in the night. He was unexpected. You grew an attraction for him. You grew an admiration for him, but something withheld you back from being with him because of maturity. You know that you like nigga shit. It's simple put as that. Whatever that looks like, that umbrella of that term, nigga shit, you know you like nigga shit. He was ready. He was willing. You weren't. And so you played and you let him go, and then he leveled up. You knew it should have been your turn.
But also women in 2023, Black women, because not all women, but Black women don't prioritize relationships at an early age, you guys. Like, they just do not. It's not pumped in the media. It's all about Black girl magic and focus on you and how to be your best self. And women are the future and women need to lead. Everyone is trying to be in this rat race that a man is in as far as providing and building himself for a family. Women are trying to do the exact same thing in corporate America with their own business and entrepreneurship and everything else. And they're not prioritizing relationships. They're not prioritizing marriage, and they're not prioritizing family. Period.
And it goes back to the same penis. It goes back to the penis envy that Paris was saying. I always just look at women like something's wrong with them, because a woman would go through 6 years of college but wouldn't spend 1 year in therapy, because to a certain degree, this might sound crazy, but college is part of the penis envy. College will help me justify why I don't need a man. But going to therapy would help justify that I do have issues. So you run away from the things that justify something's wrong with you.
What are you talking about?
And you go towards college in order to say, well, these men ain't shit anyway. These men ain't gonna make enough money anyway. I'm just gonna go to college. So if you're going through 6 years of college, really, and to be honest with you, 4 to 6 years of college is only going to make you $40,000 a year. And then you graduate, now you got all these college loans, and you still can't find no man, and you can't even pay all your bills. And most likely by the time after 6 years, you got a child. All you actually have to do as a woman is spend 2 years in therapy to let go of all your childhood trauma, and you actually wouldn't even need college if you don't want it, because you'll easily be able to
Women
find a
aren't
husband.
going to college because of men.
Is a coping mechanism.
Women, a lot of women go to college in order to keep their mind caught up in something instead of being free.
No, that's not correct. The reason why Black women go to college is because, based off of what Casey was saying, we're not allowed to date. So if you look at the structure of the Black family, right?
Not allowed to date?
Give me 1 second. Looking at the structure of the Black family, going back to even what you said, more times often than not, we're picking up responsibility in-house. This is where we're coddled. Somebody's always watching us. Somebody's always telling us we have to watch other people. We're rocking babies before we even have one. And while they're doing that, they're saying, hey, you need to focus on school, keep your mind off them boys, which is how we end up in precarious situations where we're dealing with the rough boys, where we're dealing with somebody who will pay us attention, where we're dealing with somebody who's telling us we're pretty, and we're making indecisive and bad decisions when it comes to men because we're not told to date out loud, love out loud, bet out loud until we're getting out into the house. You got to be an adult that is going to college and is going to school before you can actually get ready to court a man. You don't have no skill set for that. So college becomes the focus primarily because you're trying to learn how to balance all these things. Whereas the men, you done had a girlfriend. You sneaking girls in the house, so you got a girlfriend out loud, and you know how to go to work, you know how to deal with your family, and you know how to deal with women. We only learn two things: deal with family, deal with work. We learn how to deal with men later. And so when some women are going to college, yes, they do use that as a coping mechanism. But education has always been a focal point for Black women. It's always been, you ain't got to show your body. You're smarter than that. You ain't got to do all that. You go get the education, and you know that's something they can't take away from you. That's what we're taught as a culture. So we got to stop pushing this, that we use college as an escape way of us getting away from men. No, that's not.
She's right. She's right.
You just said that, though.
Period.
Hold on, I'm just really confused. I'm listening to what you said, and you literally went right along with what I said. You're taught to go to college instead of taught to go to therapy, because college will help you make money, which will actually help you not need a man.
Therapy, why do you keep saying this, Mr. Let Go? Therapy is not a substitute for college.
Therapy is not a substitute. College is a substitute for therapy. Like I said, if you actually hold on. Listen, listen. We all have dealt with childhood trauma. Do y'all agree? We all have dealt with childhood trauma, right? So instead of focusing on letting go or fixing what happened to us, getting rid of something, we go out and try to attain more shit, is what I'm saying. The number one thing we have to do as men and women, Black people, period, is to go to therapy and put that in the forefront so we can get rid of shit that is holding us back before we start adding more shit. Because having all this shit is almost like a piece of shit and you spraying perfume on it. It's still shit.
Mr. Lego.
Okay, so you're thinking of so you're saying therapy instead of college, right?
Prioritize. No, you can do both. Just prioritize therapy before college is all I'm saying. You can do both.
You should probably just say prioritize therapy, because
what I'm saying, women go to college but never go to therapy. I didn't say that. I'm just saying they never go to therapy. They just only go to college.
Mr. Lego, people do not go to college to escape therapy, bro.
I did not say that.
All right, wait.
If Black people were to start prioritizing therapy, because like I said, you'll dedicate your whole life to college, but you wouldn't take 2 years out of your life to go to therapy every Wednesday. That's all I'm saying.
How about we just not
Mr. Lego,
as soon as they get out of high school?
Hold on, Casey.
Hold on, y'all. Let Sweeney go ahead. Go ahead, Sweeney.
Is you making it way more complicated than it has to be? The reality
How? Go to therapy.
Hold on. Let go. Let him finish.
The reality is that college and obtaining a job and education, everything is prioritized over family and relationships. It's as simple as that. We making this way more complicated. But you saying therapy, it ain't got nothing to do with therapy. It's literally prioritized
Everything
over
has to do with
relationships.
therapy.
It's prioritized over relationships. That's it.
We're
That's all it's-
traumatized. We can't obtain or either cultivate or either maintain a good relationship if we're fucking traumatized. And I mean all of us. What are you talking about?
Prioritize a relationship, but you don't know what a relationship look like because you didn't see that growing up or it was toxic. So
exactly
I get
why you got to go to therapy.
I get where he's saying, like, okay, you need to fix your traumas, right? So the ones that have trauma, go ahead and correct. This is part of you becoming an adult, because we complain about these adults who don't correct their trauma and they make terrible decisions. So it's basically saying, make this a priority, just like you want to fix your credit. That should be part of the list that you need to cater to, instead of catering just to making money. You can make money and still be jacked up. How many people we know that are celebrities and they off themselves because they did not fix the
I think
that they were going through? And
I think